Forget Twilight. It turns out vampires are actually real. Journalist and news.com.au contributor Nelson Groom went deep into Australia's underground blood drinking scene and uncovered some wild stories. Apparently, there are vampire communities all over Australia. I did not know this. What can you tell me about them?
Yeah, so the modern day communities, they're known as vampire courts, and they've really sort of bled into the mainstream around the Twilight era. They're very underground. They hide in plain view, but I sort of found that they were thriving in Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane. These courts are connected to a broader sort of international network that spans the US and Romania and beyond. While this community did fracture from the goth subculture, I was really interested to hear that it's a very diverse mix of people. There are said to be doctors, musicians, politicians, as we know.
I guess the big thing about vampires is that they consume human blood. That's what we see in all the books, in all the movies. Do the real-life vampires that you investigated actually consume human blood?
They do. Not all of them.
Okay.
So they're in the academic world. They're actually known as a real vampire, which I think as a term is interesting in itself, because it suggests that vampires not only exist in the real world, but they exist in the academic world. Like they're acknowledged. They're the most serious ones. They're known as sanguinarians, and these are the real deal blood drinkers.
Okay.
But you've also got some who identify as actual energy vampires, and they, rather than feeding off people's blood, they feed off people's energy. In terms of why, some believe that it's actually a sort of medical illness where they need this blood to feel energized. It's like something's sort of missing. They feel very lethargic without it.
Okay, so it's like their version of Barocca.
Exactly, that's right. You will find that they traditionally will use what's called a donor, which is someone who willingly offers up their blood. That can be a friend of the vampire, or it can be a partner, romantic sort of sense. They will take various sort of medical tests and precautions to ensure that it's done safely. Some people do believe that this taste for blood is a sign of a kind of deeper mental health condition, and they very well could be right. But when vampires, particularly recently, are sworn by this code of secrecy, it's like, who's going to diagnose them?
Yeah. Okay, well, that's interesting, the code of secrecy. So I guess for your piece, did you find it hard to actually get some to speak on the record?
Yeah, certainly. It was quite challenging, and I tried to not take it personally.
Yep.
Like for a little while I was like, am I just not their blood type? Or, have I eaten a little bit too much El Jana garlic sauce?
Yeah.
What's going on here? But, I really can't say that I blame them.